What's up, YouTube? It's Jeremy, your favorite musician with Parkinson's. There's my favorite guitar there, one of them anyway, my Gibson SG back from my band days. It's light, easy to play, loved it. And it's very appropriate because today's topic is attending concerts, or I guess any event with Parkinson's, but specifically music concerts. I was gifted tickets to go see The Who in St. Louis here, the Enterprise Center. It was a great show. Roger Daughtry and Pete Townsend put on an amazing performance, as well as the orchestra. I knew somebody, I don't want to say who, but let's just say thank you, Keith, for getting me the tickets. Now, my friend Sam was willing to wheel me around in the chair, and the concert was amazing, but there was some things that happened during the show and after the show that I want to share with you that I think maybe I could have streamlined it a little better and maybe eliminated some of the stress. Number one, accessibility. Okay, now I was not in control of the seats. The seats we had were up about 10 rows up from the floor. So I was wheeled in a wheelchair because I can't walk because these pills make me so uncoordinated. That was the first big, really hurdle for me, was getting up the stairs. Now, I know people say, no, not everybody's looking at you. Well, in this particular case, a lot of people were, because I was staggering up the stairs. I don't know if they thought I had cerebral palsy. I mean, I wasn't going to go, hey, I have Parkinson's. Don't worry, I'm not going to fall down. When if I do, it's okay. That was a little awkward. Really awkward, actually. But I got up to my seat. It was kind of mid-concert, so it wasn't too bad. Guy had a good view, was really having a good time. Then the second thing that started to really get to me was anxiety. Okay, now for those of you who've watched these videos, you know I struggle with anxiety. There was a moment there when I first got in my seat where I started to have a slight panic attack. Now, I had medication on me for panic attacks. I thought, well, let's just see, maybe I can write it out. I was able to write it out. I didn't need the medication. But what really scared me, what really intimidated me was if I had to go to the bathroom, I was going to have to stagger down the 24 stairs or whatever, and then wait for the wheelchair to be wheeled off to the bathroom. Kind of frightening, honestly. And then another thing that I guess only people with PD will really worry about is dyskinesia, uncontrolled jerky body movements. Usually happens at the height of your medication or when it starts to wear off. Fortunately, I didn't have any major issues. My foot was twitching the whole time, kind of cramping. But what really started to concern me was if I started to have these twitchy movements in dramatic fashion, I would alarm everybody around me and possibly bruise or injure somebody with my limbs flailing. So that was kind of tricky. Third thing was I should have been better prepared with my medication. I had, like I said, I had it all on me, but I should have brought like a little pouch or a little bag. I had it in my pockets, and I didn't have any zippers on the pockets, so they continually fell out. Or were in danger of continually falling out. Now, I had VIP passes, so fortunately I was able to go kind of hide away in this little area, this little VIP area, where there was wine and beer. I had a beer kind of help calm me down a little bit. But all in all, it was kind of a mixed bag. I had a blast. My friend Sam was very accommodating. He did everything I could. The people at the stadium were helping me the whole way. Probably the most awkward thing that happened was when the show was over. By the way, I sat for 3.5 hours in this tiny little seat without any major physical issues other than just being stiff. But kind of the funny thing, wasn't funny at the time, was I had to go to the bathroom after the show. I'd been sitting there for 3.5 hours. I had a beer in me. So I guess the attendant or the stadium worker said, you need to go to the bathroom? I said, yeah. So he wheels me into the bathroom. Now, there are 2 levels of urinals for those of you who've never been in for I guess the ladies that haven't been in. There's the grown-up urinal, which is where a grown-up would pee, and then there's the child's urinal, which is really low to the ground. I'm getting to the point here in a minute. So, he wheels me up to the child's urinal. Now, I'm like, what does he expect me to do? Just pee sitting down into this? It was bizarre. So, I stagger up. The whole time, he's like trying to hold me up. Well, guess what? I couldn't pee. So I'm leaning against the wall. I got my ding-a-ling out, and I can't pee. And so I sat back down and said, I can't pee, and he wheeled me back. So it was lot of stress, but like I said, I really appreciate the tickets. But if I had it to do over again, I would have got wheelchair accessible seats because, frankly, when I had to stagger down the stairs at the end of the show, all the lights in the stadium were on, and people were like, "Make way, make way." And I felt a little self-conscious because there's all these people kind of staring at me like, what's wrong with this guy? Is he going to fall? And then the stadium attendants are like, whoa, 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 whoa. So that was kind of rough. But I battled through. I did have fun, but I would do some things differently. So that's just my tip. Maybe you got some different advice or some different obstacles that you would encounter. But mine's definitely mobility issues. So there you go. But I've been getting out doing stuff. And once again, thanks to Keith for the tickets, and thanks to Sam for being so attentive and willing to accommodate me. But yeah, mixed bag, but I'm glad I went. I really am glad I went. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. I mean, the Who's probably not going to be touring that much longer. I think Keith or Roger Daughtry is 78 now. So pretty wild stuff. All right, that's all I got. Until next time, peace and love from the city of St. Louis.